In this video, we are going to talk about arithmetic series. The sum of the terms of a sequence is called a series. In everyday English, take note that the words sequence and series may be used interchangeably. However, for the subject math, the two words have different meanings. In math, a sequence is a list of numbers, whereas a series is just a single number obtained by getting the sum of the sequence. So, for example, the list of numbers 2, 4, 8, 16, and 32 is a sequence because it is a list of numbers. However, if you want to get the sum of those numbers, 2 plus 4 plus 8 plus 16 plus 32, the single number or the sum is what you call the series. Arithmetic series is defined as the sum of the first n terms of an arithmetic sequence. So we denote the arithmetic series as S sub n. That will be our notation. Example, find the arithmetic series of the first 5 terms of the given arithmetic sequence. Now what we know here are the first term, second term, third term, and fourth term. So if you want to find the fifth term, that is just the fourth term plus the common difference. And we know that the common difference is just equal to 2. Okay? So the fifth term of this sequence is 7 plus 2, or that is equal to 9. So to get the sum of the first 5 terms, that is denoted as S sub 5, that is equal to A sub 1 plus A sub 2 plus A sub 3 plus A sub 4 plus A sub 5. Basically, we are going to get the sum of 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9. This is equal to 1 plus 3 is 4, 4 plus 5 is 9, 9 plus 7 is 16, 16 plus 9 is 25. So the sum is 25. So 25 is what you call the arithmetic series. Suppose we want to find the sum of the first 1,000 terms of this sequence. Ibig sabihin, the first 1,000 counting numbers. So how do we find the sum of this very large sequence? Okay? So one mathematician proposed a clever way to solve this. So if we reverse the order of the numbers from 1,000 going back to 1, okay, so we get something like this. So we have S sub 1,000 equals 1 plus 2 plus plus 999 plus 1,000. And on the next line, you have S sub 1,000 is equal to 1,000 plus 999 plus plus 2 plus 1. Okay? So we have here two equations. And if we want to add these two equations, so we have this one. S sub 1,000 plus S sub 1,000 gives us 2 S sub 1,000. Okay? Is equal to 1 plus 1,000, 2 plus 999, 999 plus 2 plus 1,000 plus 1. Okay? So if you notice, the sum of this one 1,000 plus 1 equals 1,001. 2 plus 999 is also 1,001. Okay? 999 plus 2 and 1,000 plus 1, those are also 1,001. Okay? So there are 1,000 addends of 1,001. Okay? So therefore, the S of 1,000 or the sum of the first 1,000 terms is equal to 1,000 times 1,001 divided by 2, giving us 500,500. So that's the sum of the first 1,000 terms of this sequence. Okay? So to generalize this observation, we have generated the following formula for the arithmetic series. Okay? So dalawa yung magiging working formula natin. So the first one is the general formula. If we know the first term, a sub 1, and the nth term, a sub n, okay? So we can use this one. However, if what we know is the first term and of course the common difference d, so we can also use this formula. Okay? So we are given two options, but either formula will yield the same answer. Example. So find the sum of the first 10 positive integers. So what are the first 10 positive integers? So if we exclude 0 to be positive, okay, so the first positive integer is 1. Okay, so that is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus plus 10. Okay, so we want to get the sum of this one. So that is S sub 10. And by using the formula, the first formula here, okay, so S sub 10 is n over 2. So that is 10 over 2 times the sum of a sub 1 plus a sub 10. So a sub 1 is 1 and a sub 10 is 10. Okay, so I have here 5 times 11, or that is 55. So automatic. No need to perform long addition. Next one. Find the partial sum of the first 20 terms of this arithmetic sequence. Okay? So what we know is the first term equals 3. And we can solve for the common difference. That is just 2. 5 minus 3 is 2. Okay? And we want to find S sub 20. Kasi 20 terms. Okay? So what we can use here is the second working equation. This one. So that is S sub n equals n over 2 times the quantity 2a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. Okay? So plugging the values of first term, common difference, and number of terms na 20. This gives us S sub 20 equals 20 over 2 times 2 times 3 plus 20 minus 1 times 2. Okay? Evaluating this, our answer should be equal to 440. So practice problems. Number 1, find the sum of the first 15 odd integers. So what do we know about odd integers? So the first term is equal to 1. That is the first odd integer. The next term is 3, then followed by 5, 7, 9, and so on and so forth. So what we can observe is that we have a common difference of 2. Okay? So n equals 15, and we want to find S sub 15. Okay, so using the formula, n over 2 times the quantity 2a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. So S sub 15 equals 15 over 2 times 2 times 1 plus 15 minus 1 times 2. Okay? If you solve this, this is equal to 225. Now, there is another way for us to solve or represent the arithmetic series, and that is through sigma notation. Sigma notation is used to denote the summation of all terms in a given sequence in a concise manner. So, ginagamit natin dito yung Greek letter, which is called sigma. Okay? So this is our notation for that. And as you can see, we have here the summation sign sigma. And then we have here the index of the summation, usually represented by variable I or K. Okay? And then dito naka-indicate rin yung starting point natin. So meaning ng I equals 1, we will start at 1. Okay? And then the upper limit of the summation is found in the uppermost portion of this sigma notation. So if this indicates that we need to stop at the value n. Okay? And inside your summation, that is your typical element. So example. So we're going to write a sigma notation for this series or sequence. Okay? So the sequence first is 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Okay? So as you can see, this is an arithmetic sequence. The common difference is 2. So if we are going to write the a sub n term, so a sub n is equal to a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. So we know that a sub 1 is 2. So n minus 1 times the difference is also 2. So if we simplify this, a sub n is equal to 2 plus 2n minus 2, giving us 2n. Okay? So check natin. If n equals 1, a sub 1 is 2. If n equals 2, a sub 2 is 4. If n equals 3, a sub 3 is 6. If n equals 4, a sub 4 is 8. And if n equals 5, a sub 5 is 10. Now, if we want to write this in sigma notation, so what we can do is to write the sigma symbol first, sigma, okay? And inside your sigma symbol, write the typical element. And for this case, my typical element is 2n. So 2n. Yan, 2n. And then after that, I am going to write the index of summation. So since I used the variable n, so I'm going to use n equals 1. So 1 is my starting point and I will end at n equals 5. So this is the sigma notation for this series. So another one, this time, given tayo ng sigma notation and we are going to expand it in terms of your regular arithmetic sequence. Okay? So we start at 1, n equals 1, and we end at n equals 7. So to find a sub 1, that is just 2 times 1 plus 1 equals 3. To get a sub 2, 2 times 2 plus 3 to get 5, and so on and so forth. So what you are going to get are the following values. In real life scenario, okay, we can apply arithmetic series, particularly if we want to get the sum of all the seats inside our auditorium. So for example, there are 10 rows of seats in the school auditorium. 15 seats are found in the first row, and then on the second row there are 17 seats, 19 seats on the third row, and so on. So we are going to calculate the capacity of the auditorium. Ibig sabihin, ilang seats overall ang meron. Okay? So if we would write the sequence for this, so the first term representing the number of seats in the first row is 15, followed by 17, followed by 19, and so on. Of course, our auditorium is finite capacity, therefore meron tayong last term, which is a sub n. So since binanggit that there are 10 rows, so ibig sabihin itong a sub n na to, this is a sub 10. Okay? So we want to get the sum of the number of seats in these 10 rows. Okay? So pwede natin gamitin yung ating second formula for this one. So the second formula is again n over 2 times 2a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. Okay? So this is 10 over 2 times 2 times 15 plus 10 minus 1. What is the common difference? The common difference is 2. So solving this, you should get an answer equals 240. Another problem, this time this involves money. On January 1, James saved 10 pesos from his allowance. On January 2, he saved 12 pesos, 14 pesos on the third day, January 3, and so on. How much money in total has he saved before the first day of February? So if we tabulate the savings of James, so January 1, 10 pesos, January 2, 12 pesos, January 3, 14 pesos, January 4, ano kaya ang January 4 niya? So since this forms an arithmetic progression or sequence, his January 4 savings should be 16 pesos. And so on. So since there are 31 days of January, okay, so we want to get the total sum of James's savings from January 1 up to January 31. So ibig sabihin, we want the sum of the 31 total days of saving. Okay? So this is 31 divided by 2, n over 2, times 2a sub 1, which is 10, plus 31 minus 1 times the common difference of 2. So this is our working equation. Then we can solve our value. So 2 times 10, this is 20. 31 minus 1 is 30. 30 times 2 is 60. So basically, I have 31 divided by 2 times 20 plus 60, which is 80. So 80 divided by 2, this is 40. 40 times 31, we have 1240. So 1,240 pesos.